Good evening, everyone. Thank you all for staying back and giving us this opportunity. Before I start, I guess congratulations are in order to Prem, Adita, and the entire Cafe Mutual team for completing 15 years. Big round of applause to them for this. I think they've value added to the mutual fund industry, the IFA, the financial industry. And I think most importantly, what I see here today, they are also changing with times. So they've been ahead of the curve in terms of, and I had this discussion with Prem, uh, ahead of the curve in terms of bringing the products, the propositions, the solution that your clients are seeking. So congratulations, Prem and Anta, and please continue the good work. I'm sure all of you have heard all the experts throughout the day. Global investing, global ideas. This is something similar. The difference is that you're not doing this for returns. And that, I think, is the biggest difference between what you've been hearing and what this is. The theme remains common. So the theme is Indians are now aspiring global in everything: lifestyle, travel, leisure, education, investing, real estate. So this theme is a continuation to that, which is the Indian aspiration of HNIs, ultra HNIs investors have gone beyond the borders now. And this, if I have to give you one single reason why this is happening, I think it is the sheer amount of wealth creation which India is seeing. So the one single reason, and multiple people are now creating generational wealth, which was possibly limited to one generation and spent and done with it. A lot of people are also looking at this generational wealth as being outside India from a de-risking, from a next generation perspective, and they're planning for this. So quickly, few minutes on us. I'll start with, so I've been part of the same industry you are in a way. I've spent 18 years with 5 different mutual fund houses. Sometime in 2018 started this practice. I cannot say I started with Prem, but I was there somewhere working with him in Kothari Pioneer, which is where we met 25 years back. So that is the background on me. Sometime in 2015-16, we realized that wealth managers, banks, private banks, their clients are seeking this. Now, this is the difference here. There are a lot of things that your clients may want, or you think that they want. This is a need. This is something which will come from the client. This is an ask. This cannot be advised. This cannot be sold. This cannot be pushed. This is going to come automatically. What you have to do as an advisor is identify this need and aspiration and objective. That is the requirement of this solution and proposition. So I think in the organized player space, we are a B2B platform. Most of the large wealth management platforms have already taken up this solution proposition to their clients. They're all doing it because the clients are asking for this. And this is a value addition that they don't want to miss, simply put. It is time that it reaches much wider, and it is time that it is provided to each and every one of you and your clients. What is the concept? I think traditionally all of us have heard that you immigrate by education, you immigrate by job, you immigrate by family members. These have been the traditional 3 methods. Now, if someone doesn't fit into any of this, then there is no choice but to look at immigration by investment. And investment becomes the merit. Why are today's HNIs, ultra HNIs seeking this? Because they've generated their wealth here. They've not gone out. They've not studied out. They've not worked out. But they have created wealth. So their aspiration and objective is not changing right here. They're still aspiring because they have the money and the means and the liquidity now to fulfill their aspiration. So merit here is money, no age bar, no education bar, no skill bar, no job required. You invest a certain amount depending on country to country, program to program, you get a residency or a citizenship. It is as simple as this. There is obviously a lot more behind it in terms of evaluating what fits you best and all of that. But as a concept, this is what it is. So this concept originated in Canada, got passed on to US in the 1990. US started the EB5 program. Canada was repopulating. So even countries are doing this for different objectives and aspirations and requirements of their own. So Canada was repopulating. US needed capital, job creation, economic development. Some of the European countries and programs have been fairly recent, 12, 13, but they've been successfully running over the years. You'll be surprised to know there are 90 plus countries which offer something of this nature, some form or the other. Obviously, that list comes down to what is more popular, what is more sought, what is more executed. But as a concept, this remains same across the globe. We spoke of wealth creation. I think this is what is happening here really. Whether it is asset management companies, financial advisors, wealth managers, global investing, immigration, I think this is the reason. This is precisely the reason common across running all these themes. We spoke of generational wealth. When generational wealth is getting created, I think mindset is changing. We have HNIs, ultra HNI now. I don't know we are having conversations. I would like to spend 2 or 3 months outside India or some other destination or location. Because post-COVID, the whole realization of work from anywhere, your business will still continue to be running, even including some of the manufacturing firms. So we've had conversations with manufacturers who said every day for 20, 30 years, we went to our manufacturing sites and plants. In COVID, we realized that that was not needed. It was still operating. It was still functioning as it was. And I think that is changing as well. So these aspirations are to each his own, very, very different. It could be education, settlement for children. I think that is what is driving. It is driven by next generation. Immigration by investment for Indians is largely being driven by the next generation. Because there is generational wealth, because there is really no need for these kids to be here, take over the family business, or they don't want to, whatever the reason. And they're realizing that if we have to manage the money, the generational wealth which is created, then we can do it from anywhere. So yes, a very, very harsh truth may come across to you, but the next generation of wealthy, they don't want to be here. A lot of them don't want to be in the businesses that the families are in. So they will get monetized, they will get merged, they will get sold, and there will be end of it money, which is required to be managed, and it can be managed from everywhere. These are conversations we are having every day. So this is one question we have to ask. There is no choice not to ask this question because when it is being done for children. Better quality of life, risk hedging. Post-COVID, a new category emerged. And over time, what we've done is we've bucketed these objectives into 4 buckets. So children, Plan B, a baggage and citizenship. The last 2, we are still not seeing so many takers for that. Indians are not running away. Indians are not rushing away. So when we say immigration by investment, we are not en masse asking people to move, shift, migrate. This is not migration, this is immigration, and there is a difference between both. Because immigration is being done for children who are already out, studying, working, living outside India. What parents are doing is they are just providing a platform, a permanency, a visa. So the whole notion of giving good foreign quality education has gone a step further. That once that is done, we should provide permanency and visa and citizenship as well. So it is just an extension of global education for children. Plan B, this is a category which, and the first two categories will comprise majority of our clients, emerged during COVID, and this is not an Indian theme, this is a global theme, which is people realize that we should have a backup plan. People were stopped, all kinds of things happened during COVID. Now, someone who has money and a lot of money, he says, I don't want to face this ever. What is the use of this money if I'm going to be in the queue with everyone else to take the services, to go through this whole experience? And they started creating Plan B for themselves. I'll give you a data point which may just shock you. The last 4 years, some of the European program, more specifically Portugal, Malta, the largest number of single nationality applicants are American citizens. So this Plan B is not just by Indians. Chinese are doing it, Koreans, Vietnamese, Taiwanese, Americans, Canadians, Germans. Germany recently changed their citizenship law. They allowed dual passport and nationality. And they're buying passports wherever available. So this Plan B, but they're not moving. Americans are not moving. No one is moving. Yeah. They're just keeping a backup plan. For a lot of Indians, Dubai is a great backup plan. So is some of these residency programs, maybe not passports, because India still doesn't allow dual nationality. So these are the 4 objective buckets. We've seen few people say better quality of life, raise children somewhere else, I don't want to live here. To each his own in terms of objectives and reasons, but very few. We've seen people who are staying outside and not going to come back, let's say Middle East, Africa, hold US passport, say, we want to surrender Indian passport, take a stronger passport which helps us with travel. So just a stronger travel document, nothing beyond that. So we have clients, majority of them across these 4 buckets, first 2 being on the primary buckets. Now this is a very important distinction. Clients may say, I don't want to migrate anywhere, I don't want to do anything to do with immigration, but this is not migration. So this is one distinction that you have to all understand. Second is, taking a residency doesn't mean surrendering the Indian passport. You continue with the Indian passport. No grade A country gives you a citizenship and passport directly. It gives you a residency which then transitions to a citizenship. Your passport till then will remain Indian. And the transition also happens with naturalization. So you have to go there, stay there 6 months and more, become a tax resident, get naturalized. Green card is a residency. It's not a passport or a citizenship. Your passport still remains Indian. So this is another distinction and misnomer that a lot of people have. The third thing that people often wonder and ask is, I can't stay outside India, I'll have to stay here. Plan B, residency programs, you can continue to be here, you don't need to migrate. Taking a Dubai Golden Visa or a European residency or a US green card or a Canada PR, you can continue to be here. All you have to do is fulfill conditions of that jurisdiction and the document that you have, year on year or whatever the tenure, and continue to do what you're doing here. Everyone, I mean, who's doing it? Everyone across the spectrum. One significant contingent, if I have to tell you, the wealth creation as well as this immigration aspiration is amongst the professional wealthy. The CEOs, the CXOs, the top executives, IPOs, listings, exits, ESOPs, as soon as they are in money, they are looking at this. Multiple reasons. Their children have to find their own feet. They have nothing to come back to. They cannot take their positions. And they are the ones who are doing this for their children. So wealth creation is not only happening at a promoter level, it is happening at an employee level also to a very, very large extent. These are some of the questions that you may be asked, But if you have to explore, you can actively ask these questions to your clients. More specifically, if you hear that I want a backup, my son is in US or in Europe, and I'm looking at visa options and how he can continue to be there and continue to do without any worries of visa, is when this need is there, this objective is there, this aspiration is there. Why should you look at this? I think, like I said, everything else you feel that the client wants, I think this is a need. This is the biggest value addition you can do. He's not expecting this from you. Only if you tell him that you can help him with this is how he is going to come to you and seek your advice and help with this. Relationship deepening, let me tell you, we have seen instances of help with this, with a trusted partner, with a trusted source that you know is gone a long way in opening doors, foot in the door, deepening of relationship, more assets, better hold on the client. Lot of ancillary services, trust, estate planning, remittances come along with it. And like I said, it is a pull, it is an ask. So along with all of the traditional things that you discuss throughout the day, I think this is the next level, which is residency, citizenship, tax structuring, mobility, aspiration to stay out half the year and still operate your businesses as you are, is the next level of aspiration. As wealth gets created more and more, I think all these things have started to come already. These are some of the four, as per the buckets: US CB5, European Golden Visas, Caribbean passports, Dubai. These are the four key countries and jurisdictions that we've seen our clients execute over time. Each one has an objective, each one has a reason why people are taking this and doing this. To summarize, I think client expectations are evolving. You have to evolve with it. You have to see the need and the objective of the client. Like I said, they are going to random people and advisors. I think it is better. It may not be a for return investment, but it still involves money. And then when it involves money, I think you have to be involved, as simple as this. We, like I said, we've partnered with a lot of organized players, the larger players. We are open to partnerships and helping your clients. We have no commitments, no requirement. We don't charge any upfront fee to consult with any client. Just identify the need, get us a conversation. We do the rest, from profiling the client, identifying the objective, need, execution, everything end to end is done by us. So with that, I will pause. If there are a couple of questions, open to that. Sorry. Minimum investments, okay. So US CB5, it is 800,000. Golden visas, it ranges between 2.5 crores to 4.5 crores. Dubai Golden Visa is 2.55 million dirhams, which is 4.5 crores again. What else are we missing? I think so. The range is, let's say, 2.5 crores to 8-9 crores in case of US, but that is the range. So each country has a different amount. Within countries, there are different solutions. So it's not as simple as just giving a country. So it is never the easiest, quickest, cheapest country that we execute. It is always the objective comes first. Country will identify itself. It's very, very simple. Once we've established the objective, a lot of times clients come and say, what is the cheapest passport? It doesn't matter what is the cheapest passport to you. What matters is what you want and why you want it. Yes. So if you're talking of specific to US, yeah. So let's understand this. This is a transitionary phase, and you've seen many in the past. One. Two, uh, numbers are speaking for itself. So what students have gone last year or last 5 years, 10 years to US universities, it's only increased or remained the same. So that's not changing. What is also not changing is the whole structure of the American economy, the size, the geography, the population, the innovation, the risk capital, the unmatched education ecosystem. That's not changing. So yes, a lot of people may come out, but they are coming back for their own reasons. Now we get clients who are surrendering green cards and surrendering US passports and taking another country. Does that mean it's a trend? No, it's not a trend. It's an objective of each individual that is driving these decisions. So we still have, and I'll give you a data point. In the last 1 year, let's say 10 months since Trump has been in power, US EB5, which is the Immigration by Investment Program, our volumes have gone up 3-4 times at least.
Well, thank you. We'll take the rest of the questions offline during the networking tea.